Hi, my friends. How are you? This is Dr. E.T., and I'm super excited to be here with Raymondville ISD to share with you the back-to-school COVID safety rules. Now, I'm super excited because I'm wearing my police COVID safety hat, as you can see. Do you see it? And I'm wearing my safety COVID jacket. As you can see, it says caution, but it also has all these different colors because we're supposed to still have fun during COVID, but we need to be very careful, very careful. So let's learn about COVID safety together, you and me, and I will be your online teacher. I can see you. I'm way here at the bottom of the screen. Can you see me? Awesome. Okay, so here we go, boys and girls. I'm so excited. I'm getting ready to share this with you. Here I am, jumping up and down. The name of the session today is Give Me 5 Dr. E.T. 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 steps that we need to use and keep in mind as we're dealing with COVID safety, going back to school. And this information all comes from the CDC. Well, what is the CDC? The CDC is the Center for Disease Control in the United States. And they set up all these rules and all these guidelines that are the best for us. Okay, so here we go. Do you know, boys and girls, how to protect yourself from COVID-19? Do you know? I know sometimes we hear people and they're giving us advice and don't do this and don't do that, but I'm going to keep it real simple for you. I'm just going to give you 5 steps. Really, it's 4 steps, and the other one allows you to be a teacher, a COVID-19 teacher. Are you ready? We're going to learn about safety today, about COVID-19 safety. And we're also going to learn that there's so many easy steps that we can take to stay healthy, to stay away from COVID, to protect ourselves and also protect our friends, our teachers, the people that we care about so much, right? What are the 5 steps? I know that's what you're asking and that's what you're thinking about. Okay, number 1, we're going to go over the importance of washing hands. The importance of washing hands, that is number 1, boys and girls. And then masks, wearing our masks. And then 6 feet apart. What does that even mean, right, boys and girls? That's what I'm going to talk to you about today. And then we're going to learn about the nose, the eyes, and the mouth. What does that have to do with COVID? I'm going to tell you all about it. And then the last one, that's where you get to be like me. You get to be a COVID police, a COVID detective, a COVID helper, a COVID teacher, where you can share the knowledge with your friends and everyone that you meet. Okay, so if you are ready, boys and girls, give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. You can even give yourself a 5. High five. High five. That means we're ready to go. Let's see what the first step is. What is my first high five? Well, the first high five, boys and girls, is to wash our hands. That is so easy, right? And sometimes we wash our hands and we don't even think about it. We just wash our hands. But there are actually specific steps and things that we need to do, boys and girls, when we're getting ready to wash our hands. Okay? As we're getting ready to wash our hands, we need to make sure that we are using soap and water. Not just water, boys and girls. Not just Germ-X. Then we're going to talk about that later. Sanitizer. What we need to use is we need to use soap and water. Okay? Now, usually what you do is you turn on the water faucet. You get water on your hands, right? So your hands are a little wet. And make sure that you close the faucet right, because we don't want all the water to just go away while we're washing our hands. So you get your soap and you wash your hands. And when you're washing your hands, boys and girls, make sure that you don't forget these areas right here in between your fingers, because that's where the germs like to hide. So what I like to tell my kids is wash your hands, wash them good, real good, like a professional, right? And then once we have all this soap, we turn the water back on and then we rinse it off. Now, the CDC tells us, boys and girls, that we're supposed to wash our hands for at least 20 seconds. And I know some of us are thinking, 20 seconds? What's that? 20 seconds. How do we even know? I don't even have a clock. I don't even have a watch. Okay, so here's a way that I like to, an activity that I like to use when washing my hands. I like to say the ABCs, and I like to say the ABCs twice just to be safe. And also, I'm doing my classwork, right? I'm learning at the same time. So let's say that I'm getting ready to wash my hands. I already have the soap, and I start washing my hands. And let's practice, boys and girls. Grab your hands, and let's practice that we're washing our hands. And let's say the ABCs. We're going to say it twice. So here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so that's one, right? We're like, okay, we gotta do it again because we need to make sure that those germs are gone. Now, maybe you don't want to say the ABCs. Maybe you know another song. Go for it, boys and girls. Go for it. You can do that. But I'm going to do the ABCs one more time. Here we go. Here I am with my soap. I still have soap. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And then I would get the water, boys and girls, and I would rinse off all the soap and all the germs, right? How easy is that? So we already have number one covered, boys and girls. One thing that you also have to remember is whenever possible, make sure that you're using the hand sanitizer. And you'll find those in your classroom, in the hallway. It's usually a little bottle, and it's always clear, but like with a baby green color or a baby blue color. The same thing. Once you pour the Germix, you're going to do the same thing like if you were washing your hands. You're going to put it all over your hands, in between your fingers, right? So you're going to need a good chunk of it, right? A good piece, a lump of this sanitizer. And there you go. Okay, so that's why that's important, because what it does is that it kills the germs and it kills the COVID. Now, here's number two, boys and girls. Number two is very important. You have to wear a mask. And if for some reason you forgot your mask, you cannot find it, you cannot get a mask, then tell your teacher, let somebody know at the school, I need a mask because mine broke or mine got lost, and you will get a mask, boys and girls. Now, why do we need a mask? Okay, well, we need a mask for many reasons, and we're going to talk about in a little bit about how it protects our nose and our mouth, because this COVID, it's flying and it's invisible and we can't see it. So because we wear a mask all the time, what it does, it protects us. It protects us from our nose and from our mouth. That way the germs do not go inside. Okay, so very important, boys and girls, that you always have your mask, and make sure that your mask covers your nose and your mouth. Sometimes kids have their mask and it covers their mouth, but their nose is wide open. No, everything has to be covered, boys and girls. Your nose and your mouth. So if you could do this with your hands and say your nose and your mouth, your nose and your mouth. Awesome. Give me five. Give me five. I love it. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to the next one, boys and girls. This one is number 3. Stay 6 feet apart. And we're like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? 6 feet apart. The best way that I like to think about it is I like to think that I have to think of myself as being 6 feet apart from my friend. So if this is my shoe, boys and girls, which it is, this is my shoe right here. You see, here's my shoe. This is my shoe. So I would be 6 of these apart from somebody else. Well, what does that look like, Dr. E.T.? Well, I'm going to show you real quick before we jump into social distancing. Why is it even important? Because social distancing, boys and girls, that is giving us a safe space between ourselves and others, which is why we need to stay 6 feet apart. And you're asking, well, okay, social distancing means 6 feet apart, but how do I even count that? I don't even have a ruler. Okay, so again, boys and girls, I look at my own shoe and I estimate what is 6 feet apart. So this is what you can do. You can count from where you are, and you can look at the person next to you and you can estimate. Estimate means guess. Looking at your feet, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I 6 feet apart? Am I at arm's length or a little more away from somebody? Because guess what happens if we're very close and the person sneezes or coughs, then we could get germs and we could get sick. So make sure, boys and girls, that you are not forgetting to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you look and you remind your friends, oh, are we social distancing? Are we doing the 6 feet apart? That's so important for us to stay safe. And you're going to hear your teacher say that again and again, and that's the reason that they're doing this, boys and girls. Now, number 4 is very, very important because we have to keep our eyes, our nose, and our mouth safe. So what happens is that our eyes, if I take off my glasses, right, and somebody coughs in front of me, I'm not protecting my eyes, right? So something could go into my eyes, I could get sick, into my nose, I could breathe it, or into my mouth. And that applies also with our hands, right? So you need to always think of keeping your eyes, your mouth, and your nose safe. And how am I going to do that? Okay, so this is how you're going to do that, boys and girls. You're going to need to make sure that you do not touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth with unwashed hands. Okay, do not, boys and girls, because when we're out in the playground or when we're doing work, we're touching things, right? We're touching pencils and papers and machines and computers, and our hands have germs. So if my eye is itching and I want to touch it, I need to make sure I either go get some sanitizer, I put it on me, on my hands, just the way that we did the washing of the hands, right? We touch everything with we clear everything with the Germix or we're washing our hands, and then you can touch your eyes or your nose or anything, right, boys and girls? But you need to make sure that those are safe. Those are safe, and the best way to remember is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can even look at how many holes we have. So we have 1 eye, 2 eye, 1 nostril, 2 nostrils, 3, and then 4, 5, right? So be cognizant, boys and girls, and remember that. So let's point right now so we don't forget. Let's point to our eyes. Let's point to our nose. Well, actually our nose, but we have 2 nostrils, right? And then to our mouth. Always remember that. And sometimes we forget. We're like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I'm touching my mouth with my dirty hands. Okay, so remember your eyes, your nose, your mouth, boys and girls, keep them safe. Now I have the last one, boys and girls, 5, the last one. And this is to share that information with a friend. Share it when you go home. Hey, I watched a video today and I learned the 5 steps that I need to keep in order to stay safe, right? Oh, well, what are those steps? I think we need to review them, boys and girls. But for sure, the very last step is for you to share the knowledge with your friends, with your family, with the people that you know. That's number 5. And that makes you what is called an advocate. And an advocate is somebody who helps others and protects others. So are you ready, boys and girls? I think we're going to go over real fast. We're going to cover these again as a review. Are you ready? Let's go. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to think about, boys and girls, the 5 steps. Do you remember? What is the first step? Let's see if we remember. Let's check it out, boys and girls. Wash your hands. Yay! You see, here we go. Woo! How many of you got it right? That's the most important thing when we wake up in the morning. Waking up. You're not going to go put on your mask. You go and you wash your hands, right? How many seconds, boys and girls, do we have to wash our hands for? Let me hear you. 20 seconds. Yay! High five. High five. Awesome. Okay, boys and girls, now let's remember and see what the second one is. Here we go. The second one is wear a mask. Yay! Now, when we're wearing our mask, what should we cover? Boys and girls, do you remember? Let me hear. That's right. We should cover our mouth and also our nose. It should cover everything. Very good, boys and girls. You guys are awesome. Now, let's go to number 3. Do we remember number 3, boys and girls? Number 3 is 6 feet apart, and that also has to do with social distancing. So when you hear somebody say social distancing, what they mean is, are you 6 feet apart? Are you really close to each other, or are you 6 feet apart from each other? Very good. So sometimes we have to be very vigilant and we have to look. And sometimes when you go to places, if you look at the floor, you'll even see little signs where they've made little crosses, or there's pictures or areas where they tell you this is where you can be, so you can be 6 feet apart from the next person. Make sure that you're watching, boys and girls, that you're watching. Okay, so number 4, boys and girls, number 4 is keep your eyes, your nose, and your mouth safe. Okay, make sure that your nose is covered, that your mouth is covered, that you are 6 feet apart from people so that you can protect your eyes if somebody coughs or sneezes, and all of that doesn't go into your eyes, boys and girls. Make sure that if you're going to touch your mouth, right, or your eyes or your nose, that your hands are clean, sanitized, that they have been washed very well, or that you have used a sanitizer, right, that will kill all of the germs and will keep you clean and safe. That is the number one thing, boys and girls. And I know you can do that because it's only 4 things. The last one is super easy, boys and girls. The last one is share your knowledge with a friend. Make sure that you let people know, because you know what? People don't know. The other day I was out and about and somebody had their mask, but their nose was exposed, right? And they didn't know. They said, oh, I cannot get sick because I'm covering my mouth. I said, yes, but you can also get sick through your nose because we're breathing. And the person didn't know, boys and girls. They said, I had no idea. Also, somebody was washing their hands and they asked, for how long do I need to wash my hands? Do I need to set the timer on my clock? We were like, no, just sing a song that lasts 20 seconds, something that you like and that's fun. And there you go. That's how you know, right? And so these are the tricks that we need to do, boys and girls, to keep us safe. And do not forget that your teachers can help you. Do not forget that anybody at school can support you if you need help or if you have questions. My name is Dr. E.T., and I want to make you, boys and girls, an advocate of COVID and safety. So stay tuned and you'll be getting more videos from me soon. Stay safe and don't forget, boys and girls, Give me 5.